Welcome back to Star Atlas TV. Today we got the Hologram special interview featuring Krigs. Hey Krigs, man, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me on today.
I'm fine, thanks. And I think we jump right into it. I want to know about, or want to know everything about the Hologram, the little project you got to do at the moment, and what is it about, and all the stuff. So the first question would be
A-
like,
Absolutely.
who's behind the hologram? Like, is it
So
just you?
the people behind the hologram are kind of the same people behind Supernova Racing League. So a little bit of Cryptosonic, Carlos, Foul AC, and myself. And the kind of way that the hologram started is my job for Supernova Racing League is to do a lot of the writing for the league, and I found that actually was pretty good about it because I both have to write for the Supernova Racing League and for work a lot. So I decided, hey, why can't I take that skill and put that to use in Star Atlas? And so we kind of started that project inside of Supernova Racing League, and then pushed it outside, and kind of it became its own thing as well. So those are the current people behind the hologram.
Well, and I just jump right onto the next question because we already started kind of. So, what is the hologram? Is it a
Yeah, the
newspaper
hol-
or yeah?
so
Uh,
the hologram is a digital newspaper set in the Star Atlas metaverse. And so what I was running into as a person in Star Atlas, there's so many great content creators streaming, making videos, doing all kinds of amazing work in there that I, as a professional person, was having a hard time reading and watching it all. And so I thought, maybe if I could condense some of that and put it all into one place, and maybe shorten some of that and rebroadcast it, not only would it help other content creators, like yourself, but also for other people that have the same problem. They work 12, 14, 16 hours a day, and they only have 5, 10, 15 minutes a day to think about Star Atlas. That the hologram, kind of like a normal newspaper does, you read something very quick in 5 minutes or less, and you get everything you need. So that's kind of the design behind the hologram, in what we are looking to do here.
that sounds super interesting. We actually thought the same. Like, it's so hard to keep track of everything. Like, even if I talk to Santi or other guys, even for them, like they don't know half of what's going on. And there's like so
Right.
many projects and so many people doing stuff in the Startless metaverse, so to say. And so it sounds like a really cool idea to have like some compressed information gathering newspaper. Like, you have a website, or how do you want to release the whole thing?
Yeah, yeah. So right now we've been releasing articles. Right now I'm the only writer, but we've been releasing articles on Medium, and we
Hmm.
have a Twitter. So you'll see that probably in the show notes below. But we have a Medium and we have a Twitter, and we're putting articles out that way. Eventually, we are currently working on building our own website, and that's going to have a lot more features. So in the long term, we're going to cover pretty much everything that there is to do in Star Atlas, and everything from community to game updates to political events to business events to anything you name it. Whatever the community needs. We want to be the paper that gives you the information that you need, so you can make whatever decision it is you need in your Star Atlas life.
That sounds really cool and interesting. That's what I thought actually. Sesk, I was talking to Sesk all the time in the beginning
Hmm.
before he went to the team, and I was telling
Right.
him, yeah, you should, like, because he started writing this Medium articles. I read yours, by the way, the first one, yeah, and so I told him like it would be so cool to have a newspaper or somewhere where you can have the information compressed, and yeah, and it's the
Yeah.
same for the Stardust TV thing. We thought like maybe we should do some shows like like just 10 minutes, like about what's going on for the past weekend or
Yeah,
past week, and it's like it's gonna be really useful because you can't. It's just too much. You can't keep track of everything. So yeah,
absolutely.
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I thought about doing what you're doing, doing a reporter style, like making videos, but I'm not good at making videos.
yeah, me
I'm really
neither.
good at writing. So I
That
think, for us, there's a great partnership ahead where you do the news reporter like live, and then, I do the articles. So
that would be cool.
like
Yeah,
like I've shown you already, sneak peek for people listening and watching this,
yeah,
right? We've figured out a way to plug Star Atlas TV directly into the Holograms website. So look for more
super
of that
cool.
once the official website rolls out.
Really nice. I'm looking forward to the collaboration. Yeah. So we already started talking about
Hmm.
what's the vision for the future, like where you
Yeah, so
want
we
to
we
take the. Well,
yeah, we touched on a little bit of what we're trying to do probably in the next 6 months to a year. But ultimately, the vision behind the hologram is that, this could potentially replace my current job in the real world, and I instead now run the hologram as a business within the Star Atlas metaverse. So we're kind of taking that angle with the hologram, that it's an actual business within Star Atlas, right? It's set in a certain place. When are able to buy land, eventually we'll do that and put a building in there, and right, that'll be the hologram's headquarters. And if you think about the name, the hologram, that's what we thought about is, you wake up in your Star Atlas day, you're in your ship wherever, and you're like, oh, I need to know what's going on today. You get your data device, whatever you have in your ship, and you turn it on, and a hologram pops up, right? And so that's where the hologram, if you think about it, that's kind of how we visionary think about the hologram.
yeah,
Eventually, right, talking about the business aspect of the hologram, we want to turn the hologram into a employment model for other content creators to be able to, write about what's interesting to them in Star Atlas, and to give other people incentive to write, about Star Atlas activities, because right now it's all content creators doing it um, on their own goodwill and efforts and excitement to put content out there. I think if we can start giving people a living wage, um, as Michael Wagner always talks about, right? This is going to change how we do business, right? And I see the hologram being a part of that.
that sounds really really cool. Like you could bundle together all like a bunch of writers or content creators, and then together let them work together and create like the magazine and like daily editions, weekly editions, monthly editions, and then you may be able to sell them like a service to players or something like that. And yeah, so many possibilities. It sounds really interesting. Um,
Absolutely, you nailed it. Yeah.
yeah,
Right now we're talking with, I think, a Spanish writer in Argentina, and she's not a Startless person, but she's interested in writing and translating and doing kind of that. So I see huge opportunities, to get information out there in a quick manner, and then help um,
that
inform people across the world.
That's really interesting also because like the business model of translation. Just today I used the Google Translator and posted a post in the Japanese channel in the Discord
Uh huh.
because Sandy told me there's lots of Japanese, but I don't know anything about the Japanese community. So now I try to find some guy in the Japanese community who speaks English because I want to make an interview with him and
Yeah.
see how they approach all the game because it's different culture, different country. They use probably
Right.
other programs, not the Discord, something like Line, and yeah, then but for your stuff you need a translator, so that's another job, and or even writers in like Japanese, Argentinian in Spanish, or Portuguese
Yeah.
in Brazilian, and it's really really cool. Like so, having a setup and organizing the things is very important because like people like me, I'm really bad in like organizing things. I just started doing the videos and the live stream and all the stuff, and
Yeah.
now then there's the work, and you have to organize interviews and all this.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and I don't even know if I want to do it like that. Of course, at some point
Yeah.
it's too much, but if you have like an organization and you just do your part in it, it might be a lot easier to do all these things. So it
Yeah.
sounds really interesting. It's a really great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, right now I'm focused on putting out content myself, and then making sure people are aware. They recognize the hologram and what we're about, and so this is part of that. And then eventually, once we have a big enough audience, actually more simultaneously, looking to bring people in who want to work, and like I'm already willing to pay people in either Atlas or Soul, for their services to edit or read or write or translate. And it might not be much, but $5-10 to me might be worth a lot more to someone else. So it's all about creating the opportunities for people to help the community grow and individuals grow.
Cool. We should also involve Santi, and especially for these things, as you said, if you get like people from different countries like Indonesia, there's a lot of people in Indonesia or Argentina, Brazil, and for them, like that, this $10 could, like, it's not much, but for them it's something, and
Yeah.
if they can start working for you, translating things or writing
Yep.
articles, that would be super super cool. So yeah, I
Yeah,
hope
absolutely.
we can reach some people, and like I hope they, yeah, gonna talk to you, and like, yeah, this is super
Yeah.
super super nice. I didn't expect
Yes,
this,
this
I thought like newspaper hologram, but now when you talk about your vision, it's like, oh yeah, there's so much opportunity in there. It's really really
yeah.
interesting. Very nice,
Yeah, when
very
you
nice.
talk about all the different languages and all the different activities, there's going to be so much to cover. And I'm just one person, and I'm only good, even though I'm a good writer. I'm only good at writing in a specific way about specific topics that I'm good at. Other stuff I'm not good at. So I'm definitely looking to bring people in that are good at what I'm not good at.
That sounds super super cool. Okay, do you have another question? Yeah, what's the next step? Like, where do we go from here? Like, so probably the website, like finishing up the
Yeah,
website.
absolutely. We're heavily focused on the website. We have a target goal for a number of articles we want, because we want the website to feel like an actual newspaper website place. We don't want it to be empty, right? Because it's going to not have the same effect. So we definitely want to flesh the website out, and then after that, getting some new writers in, and then spreading out our content coverage, and then expanding the recognition of the hologram, and then connecting with some of the other guilds and organizations like Bounty Bar, for example, right? One of the ideas we tossed out was, okay, maybe they have their weekly bounties, right? If you take your weekly bounties and we publish that in the hologram and say, hey everybody, here's your weekly bounties, here's your top 10 most expensive bounties in Star Atlas, go get them. And that's something people look forward to every week, because I got that inspiration. I don't know if you ever watched the anime Cowboy Bebop, but in the show, right, they watched the television every day to see who the most expensive bounty is that week, and that's how they figure out who the bounty to chase after, and that kind of starts the whole
That's
show. So
really really interesting. Like combining like useful information, like, because information is gonna be a valuable thing in the future, and to have some information which is very useful, I think people gonna pay for that. So
yeah.
so that sounds super interesting. Also, I'm kind of, I always like remember when I was younger, I collected like magazines and stuff. So maybe you could bring out some PDF, or even make the next step and turn it into an NFT, so I can collect all the holograms from, like
Yes.
the weekly or monthly thing, and then I have a collection of all the holograms whichever came
Yes.
out or something like that. That would be super cool, because I like this
The
kind of
answer,
stuff.
my friend, is yes.
That's super cool. Nice.
Yeah. So
Uh,
that is maybe more on the long term for the hologram, right? We want to make sure that our reputation is established as someone
yeah,
who's going to produce good content, good writing, and being a good community member before we push out kind of some kind of NFT mechanism. Also, because making an NFT is hard,
Yeah, and it's
at
expensive
least in
also.
my mind,
Yeah.
and I'm not an expert at it, and so that's kind of a area that would need a lot of focus. But I do see, certain events within the Star Atlas universe, whether it's, day one that Star Atlas launches, the actual game, or, something like commemorative, like, how people collect old newspaper clippings,
Yeah.
like World War II or D-Day or,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think we might do that to commemorate, the hologram wrote this
Even
article on this day, and this is the commemoration of that
yeah,
huge specific event.
there is already been events like the release of Score. I wish I had like something like NFT or a newspaper or
Yeah,
PDF when the Score release, and there's gonna be more important things coming up this year, like the release day of the showroom or something like that,
yep,
and to have
yeah.
some like little memoria from it. It would be really really cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really
One thing
like.
that I find pretty interesting too is that by writing all this down, it kind of also creates a uh, historical timeline of when things have happened in Star Atlas, right? So if anyone wants to go back and look back and see when something happened, well, where do they usually go to? They go to a newspaper or an online newspaper to see when did this event occur. So I think that's also a kind of a cool aspect that's a byproduct of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, super cool. That's actually why I started doing all the videos, because I thought like in 5 or 10 years we look back and then we see the beginning of the Atlas and see all the cool guys from the Discord, and
Yeah.
then we can like, oh, that happened and this guy's still here, and that's gonna be so funny.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's, we're making history
Exactly,
here as we
exactly.
go.
And it's nice, like to look back sometimes and remember the good old days. So yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's nice. Some people thinking about that and creating stuff right now. So in the future, we can take a look back. Cool. I think the last question would just be like anything you want to add and anything else. Shout out. Do you need people? Like, how do you recruit it? Like, we probably put all the links in the video below, like the Twitter, and I don't know, is the website official yet? I saw the sneak peek, so I
Yeah.
probably
Yeah, I gave
put
you the sneak peek, but it's not official yet. I
it's not
want
a
to
so
run through my website manager first on making sure we're good
yeah,
to
yeah,
go.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think within the next few weeks, we'll be good to launch the website. But for now, we can definitely include the link to the Medium website.
The medium
Eventually,
and
eventually everything will transition to the new website. But really, the only thing I want to add is uh, I love, the content that you do and the Star Atlas
yeah,
TV. I think it's a great idea behind that. Shout out to all the other great content
yeah.
creators out
There's
there
so
as
many.
well. Yeah, that a lot of them are the inspiration for what I'm trying to do. I've definitely not got a face for the camera, so I'm just,
Don't
I'm
worry.
stick to my
Me
writing.
neither.
But
Where's my paperback?
yeah,
I always
yeah.
look
Can
for
we
my.
go back to
Mm,
masks for COVID?
yeah,
It was great, great time. I
yeah.
could leave the house. But if for anyone who's listening to this, if you like writing or you want to be creative and you're looking for a way to participate in a radical new business model, and Star Atlas is something you actually really love and are going to be with long term, yeah, feel free to reach out. You can reach out to the Hologram's Twitter, or you can click on one of the articles, or you can just shoot us a message either in the Deep Profits. Actually, no, there's a Hologram Discord, which I will give you the link to that as well. Just reach out to myself or someone in Deep Profits that can connect you to me, and we can go forward from there. But I am serious when I talk about wanting to pay people for their time and work, because I think that's how we make the community better, and that's how we improve people's lives by doing something that they actually want to do as opposed to having to go to a job because they have to.
Super cool, super cool. I wish you all the best. I really hope it succeeds, and I hope a lot of people will listen to this or will contact you. And I hope also we have to find a way to translate it, like, because maybe there's some people like not watching our content right now or not in the Discord channels we are in. So maybe we can reach out to some guys. I asked Santi, maybe we can put this out in different languages or something like that. Would be really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's 8.3 billion people on this planet. I
yeah,
think, our small goal of 1 million by the end of the year is just a small fraction of what we can do.
yeah, super cool. Yeah, thanks a lot for taking the time for doing this here. And I, again, I wish you all the best. And yeah, I
Yeah,
think
no,
that
thank you so much for
no
having me
problem.
on today. And I actually really look forward to ways we can collaborate in the future once,
Yeah,
the hologram, gets up and running, and
perfect.
we can always support each other. So
That's the idea behind it, because we all a big community and we have to help each other out. And if we can work together, even better, you know. So cool.
absolutely.
I love it.
All right. Well, thanks very much.
Thanks so much. Bye bye.